Oh, boy. Okay, I need to say something nice about Concord. One nice thing. The controller. Yes. Perfect. Okay. At least the control. That's not it. Nope. Are you kidding me with the... It's... that's not how I'm hearing it in the old noggin. It's coming out wrong. Be nice. Be nice. The controller looks awesome. Which kind of makes you wonder why there isn't one for Helldivers 2. You know, the game that actually took over the zeitgeist earlier this year and has an update about to drop? You'd think you'd wait on the controllers until after you've cultivated a fan base. Like, are you kidding me with this shit? Push Square sums up my thoughts on the controller perfectly with this headline. Special Concord PS5 controller looks more appealing than the game. I mean, that hits the nail right on the coconut, because it seems like this game has not made an impression on players. The gameplay was first revealed back in May after a lengthy cinematic that felt like generic Guardians of the Dollar General Galaxy, and it did not engender much confidence from people expecting something a little more punchy and exciting from PlayStation. The gameplay looked been there, done that, and the cinematic vignette didn't land well. Not only was it too reminiscent of that other sci-fi ragtag team, it also felt like the cold open to a sequel and not the debut of these characters. Oh, this random green guy loves hot sauce. How endearing. I am endeared. In retrospect, this totally deflates the reveal teaser we got at the showcase the year prior. All about the spaceship, remember? It had groovy 70s vibes and was loaded with mysterious potential. And it had that thick-ass burger with them jiggle physics. Come on, you remember this burger. Don't act like you ain't hungry. Maybe just one bite. So a year after that tease, we get this.
Try it with hot sauce. You'll like it. Trust me.
No. Do not trust him.
Whoa.
But earlier this month, Concord ran an open beta on PC and PS5. It had all the impact of a Turkey's 2 in a Texas tornado. On Steam, the beta peaked at less than 2,400 players, and that number shrunk each day. Fun fact, for a free open beta, this downward sloping trend is actually not what you want to see. This means that from Thursday to Sunday, there was practically no word of mouth spreading the game, and likely very low player retention. And look, maybe the Steam count was low because all the players were on the PS5. It's possible. We can't know for certain because Sony doesn't release those kind of numbers. But let's be serious. Let's be extra serious. It is highly improbable that PlayStation saw the kind of numbers on the console necessary to carry this game to success. Speaking of carrying this game, I just don't understand PlayStation's plan here. And not just with Concord, but with all the live service games they have, like the released Helldivers 2, the planned Fairgame $, or the canceled The Last of Us Online. First off, the $40 price point. It worked with Helldivers 2 partly because the game caught on like wildfire and became a sales juggernaut, but also because co-op horde shooters traditionally have an upfront price tag. Think Left 4 Dead, Deep Rock Galactic, Dark Tide, Back 4 Blood. The genre's normal audience is primed to expect an initial transaction. Whereas Concord is going up against traditional free-to-play hero shooters like Overwatch, Valorant, Apex Legends, Marvel Rivals. People are used to these games having an upfront cost of no money. When it comes to live service, Sony seems extremely adverse to the business model, but insistent on getting into the space. Like it or not, free-to-play shooters have cultivated a player base that expects the games to be free. They make their money off cosmetics and battle passes.
Ew!
I know, they're yucky. The fact of it is this, though. When you slap down a $40 price barrier, you're automatically going to drive some players towards those other games that are likely considered just as competent as yours and already boast a player base. So who is the audience for this? Are they trying to appeal to an audience outside of these games? Who's that? Who's interested in hero shooters but wasn't interested enough to try them at the cost of $0? Who's in that Venn diagram? That's a lot of questions. And I know I'm about to ask a lot more because I don't have all the answers here, but I can't wrap my head around this games as a service push from PlayStation. Take a look at this marketing that Sony has shoveled out to all the gaming sites. No battle pass. You own Concord. Concord doesn't own you. Great. Awesome. I mean, I don't like battle passes. I also don't play hero shooters. And the people who do seem to buy battle passes pretty regularly. Fortnite didn't make all that change by rifling through Tim Sweeney's couch cushion. But variety gamers, like myself, tend to go through a lot of different games. And so we don't buy seasonal passes at the same rate. So I ask again, who is this supposed to appeal to? The gaming tourists who are going to move on in a month to go back to their premium single-player games? Or the people who like to main a game like it's a second job? What is the live service game plan here? And again, I'm not defending battle passes, okay? I'm just trying to figure out the strategy. PlayStation is releasing all these games as a service. To what end? Why did they buy this studio? What publisher would want a games as a service that monetizes like a traditional premium title? In that case, just make the traditional premium titles. This game isn't even full priced. I can't help but feel like either there is a catch or this game is being sent out with the expectation of quickly fading away. How can they promise so much for so little? And again, I want to reiterate that I don't think battle passes are the only way to do this, but I have low confidence that these games are being set up for success. How can a game receive continual quality updates without revenue? I feel like the other shoe has to drop at some point. Okay, diving further in, let's assume Concord generates a large enough audience to be viable for several years. That's a hefty assumption at this point, but go with it. The game comes out and they have a large influx of players who paid not $70, but $40. And now they're getting free modes, free characters, free maps. How do they pay for this development team in year 2? Or in year 3 with all of this free content needing to be made? And that's on top of all the cinematics they want to produce. According to VGC, every season of Concord will feature weekly episodic cutscenes. And look, cinematics are not cheap. Nor is getting ChatGPT to rewrite Guardians of the Galaxy in bite-sized chunks. They are going to pay for all this with just a cosmetic shop? With a development team getting paid California salaries? How does the math work on this? Or is Concord not supposed to last that long? Maybe it's supposed to just come and go, but it seems like PlayStation has been looking for a games as a service title with legs, right? Otherwise, Naughty Dog wouldn't have walked away from The Last of Us Online out of fear that they'd have to put all their studio resources behind supporting post-launch content for years to come. There are a lot of live service games out there. And while there is some audience overlap, the truth is games as a service crowds are looking for something different than the expectations of PlayStation Studios' traditional audience, right? They're looking for premium titles with a definite end. Live service games are more like sports, and you need a really good reason to pull a basketball player towards a new sport. They're not by default looking for the next thing. They don't need a new basketball, and a lot of people don't need a new Overwatch or a new Apex Legends. They're happy where they are. It's not enough to just be different or unique or new. You have to be extraordinary or undeniable or willing to pay the licensing fee of an already popular and previously established IP.
Don't mess with the Amazing Spider-Man!
So again, how is Concord supposed to survive? It has an upfront cost to the player, and its rivals on the market are free. It also doesn't seem to have a recurring revenue strategy robust enough to pay for its stated ambitions. And the real kicker is that despite the perceived generosity of not having a battle pass, it has garnered practically zero buzz because the gameplay doesn't stand out enough to uproot people already cemented in their battle pass infested, continuously updated live service games. How does Concord's model work? Well, at least a cool looking controller has come out of all this. That'll be nice for the world. Oh, it's US exclusive? Well, I guess since the Olympics are upon us, I might as well say USA, USA, USA. Oh no, oh no.